What's going on, YouTube? It's Q back here again with another video for you. In today's video, I'm here to talk about how the Miata has ruined pretty much all the other sports cars for me. So right now, I'm driving in my 2024 ND3 Miata. I traded in my GR Corolla for it, and I had no idea what I was getting myself into because I ain't even test drive this car when I got it, but I did go to Florida and drove an ND1. I had rented one for a few days, and that car was raggedy. But I was like, man, if the Miata can be this, that car had bald tires. The top was like caving in. It was beat on, so it was a horrible example of one. But I'm like, I can see how this could be fun. So if I get a brand new one, should be all good. And that's not the first time I've done that. Like a lot of the cars I just get and don't test drive them. Integra Type S, I didn't test drive that car, and most dealerships won't even let you do it. But some cars, you just know what you're getting into when you buy them, and this is one of them. A lot of people say they're a ton of fun, but this car has ruined it for pretty much every other sports car, to where I'm at the point where I don't even care to trade it in. Because if you've been with the channel, if you know me personally, you know I don't keep any car for over a year. And we're coming up on 2 years. I think it's like 23 months now. And that's a huge deal for me. Won that bet. Y'all owe me. Give me a super thanks in this video if you bet against me. I know you won't, but just saying. So this car, the reason that has ruined the other sports cars for me, and it's not going to be the stats, because we know this doesn't blow off anybody's socks except for in the weight department. But this car is just way more fun than pretty much any other car that I have driven, owned. It's just in the league of its own. Got the mighty running into traffic. Well, this ain't about to be the most fun drive. Oh well. But this car, the only other competitor, the closest competitor, would be the GR86 and the BRZ. And the reason I didn't buy one of those is because I own the FRS. The engine blew up. I ain't playing with Subaru like that, even though it's a Toyota product. Well, one of them is, but I know those engines are prone to kaboom, at least in the first generation, and actually the second generation too. I've heard some bad things about those as well. When you hit a right-hand turn, it is, even at the track that I frequent, it's a certain corner where multiple of those engines, I think the 2.4 liter ones on the newer generations, have blown up. Just saying. So this car, very reliable. Not all sports cars are reliable. Because another car that I did love that I owned was my BMW M2 Competition. That car was amazing to drive as well. More powerful than this. Actually, I would compare that car to this car, but this car is just slower. But it's more the same recipe. Just a fun car. And the GT350 as well. Camaro's a little bit different. But the reason I say they're the same, calm your tits, man. I know you're getting all riled up. Like, how can you compare Miata to a M2 or a GT350? You can't do that. Yes, I can. And hear me out. Open your mind real quick. So the reason that I say that, rear-wheel drive, 6-speed manual, and it revs out. And that's a fun recipe right there. The M2 Competition does that in a way it's turbocharged, and that's the difference between the other two. But it's turbocharged, but the power feels so linear, and it builds up as you go up the rev range. I just enjoy that. And the reason I say the Miata is more fun than the M2 Competition and the GT350 is because you see me right now. I'm just leaving work in the traffic jam, rush hour. I can still have fun in the Miata at lower speeds or just going anywhere. The GT350, not so much. The GT350 did like close to 80 miles per hour in second gear. That's going to jail speeds. I can't utilize that all the time. And then with the NVH on the GT350, you don't want to be at 8250. Maybe at 8,000, 7,800 RPMs, but once you get that Mustang at wide open throttle at redline, that thing, the dashboard just starts to rattle like crazy. See, I'm on the highway now. Should I do this? We'll do it. Whoops. Going from third to second gear, flooring it. Third gear, I can get to the top of the rev range in third gear and still be somewhat within reason of the speed limit. I was approaching 80 miles an hour as I got up the red line, which is like 7,400 RPM, something close to that. So I can still have fun. Would I advise doing that again? Probably not, but it was fun, man. Doing it for the vibes. And the best thing about this car, it's great on gas too. I'm averaging 28 miles a gallon. And because I own a Prius now, I don't get to have fun in that car daily, even though that car is fun in its own right. But this car, I just love not being able to drive it on a day-to-day basis, because when I do, it's a reward for me. And I just beat on this car, and it takes a beating. Need to get my oil changed. But this car is reliable, historically reliable, not a lot of problems with them. Some people have had transmission issues on the ND2. I haven't heard that with the ND3, so it's just a peace of mind to know that I can buy a car, have this much fun, and it's cheap. This car is like half the price of the other two cars that I own that I mentioned. So this car was like, mine was $37,000, but the Miata starts around low 30s, like 32 with the sport trim. You don't get an LSD, but do you need it? I don't know. I don't know. You let me know in the comments. But the club and the Grand Touring trim is what I have. This car is just fun, because those come with LSDs, and that's what you need to have a true enthusiast sports car. And compared to like the front wheel drive counterparts, honestly speaking, front wheel drive and rear wheel drive doesn't compare in the fun department. Like, yes, the Type R's can be fun, and the Elantra N's, those are fun cars, but rear wheel drive is just more fun just because of the physics of it. You can do burnouts, you can slide donuts. You ain't doing that in the front wheel drive car unless you're doing that in reverse, and that's goofy. So with that being said, the Miata undercuts everything, is more fun arguably than anything else. And as cars get newer, I just feel like they're less fun. Manufacturers are overcomplicating cars, like, and even the next Miata might get a hybridized system. Hopefully they do that right. But when you add a hybrid to a car, you make it way more. And the Miata is simple, and the GR86 and BRZ. I lump those two in there as well. I've drove the Hakone edition GR86. That car was a blast to drive too. Would I personally buy one over the Miata? I don't know. I just had the Miata. I wouldn't sell my Miata for one of those. And then, like I said, the engine thing earlier. So having the peace of mind is huge for me. It's cheap to maintain, and it's just so cheap to maintain, own, to buy into. The other cars, like, I don't worry about rock chips. Actually, my windshield is cracked. Don't even know when that happened. I cracked my Prius windshield too. I cracked a lot of windshields. Press cars too, and it's bad. Holy smokes. So when I drive other cars, I'm like, man, this car should be fun. But I don't think it's going to be as fun as the Miata to me. And if you know, you know. Got to say that in every video. Like, cars are more complex. And the recipe the manufacturers are going for, it's like, oh, cars are getting heavier, safety technology. Let's slap a turbocharger on it and make it faster, make it have more horsepower. But there's few manufacturers out there focusing on lightweight. And the Miata being in the featherweight category right now, and it's not only the manufacturers that are focusing on lightweight, not even the exotics like Ferrari. Their cars they're coming up on fourth. I don't know the stats of Ferraris at all, because that's a car I just don't care about. They don't have a manual, but and I can afford one first and foremost. But those cars, they just slap on more horsepower, make them more technologically advanced. And they taught these track times, like, oh, it does 0 to 60 in this amount of time. And they have efficiency somewhat, like, oh, it can get 9 miles on a charge in the city for the hybridized ones. But they're just not what they used to be. And I sound like I'm old now. Actually, I am aging. So third of my way through life right now. Planning on being about 120, 130 years old. But the Miata is a simple recipe that no other manufacturer, minus Toyota, is even focusing on at this point. So you look at the BMW M2, that thing is like 3,900 pounds. Like, why that car weigh that much? Where's all that weight coming from? The Mustang's like 4,000 pounds now. The new Charger, that thing is like 5,000 pounds, and that's with the inline six, and that's just crazy. That is a huge car though. But nobody's really focusing on lightweight like that. So that's why the Miata ruined a lot of cars for me, because I just see them like, That's cool and all, but it ain't no Miata. Sorry for all the Miata glaze, but this car, honestly, I don't have many flaws with it, except for getting all these cramps in my feet. But get my potassium, do my stretches in the morning, I'll be all right. And magnesium as well. Stay loaded up on that. But the Miata ruined the sports cars, many other cars for me. It's just everything that's fun in the car. Even the Porsche. I did a comparison between this and the Cayman. The Miata was still more fun. Even though the Cayman was bigger and faster, it just didn't have the character of the Miata. Because Porsches are so good, so dialed in, have all the grip. I feel like they lack in the fun category. And the shifter in that car wasn't good either. Like, it wasn't horrible, but it wasn't nothing to write home about. The Miata shifter was better. Sorry, Porsche guys, but that's just how I feel about the whole thing. So that's all I'm gonna say about that. Been yapping too long. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Sorry for the tall people that cannot enjoy the Miata, but if you can, you already know what it is. So I'm gonna leave y'all with that. Make sure you drive safe, and I'll catch you all in the next video. Peace out.